Welcome back to Kids Planning. I'm Jared, and this is my dad.
Yep, and today we are taking a look at Quack Quack No Takebacks, which is coming to Kickstarter soon. Tell us about Quack Quack No Takebacks, Jared.
In Quack Quack No Takebacks, you're slapping cards and slapping more cards.
With noodles, not hands, which is nice for your younger players that can't slap as hard.
And you're slapping specific cards, you're moving your decks around, you're playing Duck Duck Goose, you're passing your discard pile around. You're basically just trying to get rid of your deck and not have your discard pile there so that you have nothing here.
Yeah. So Quack Quack No Takebacks is a new take on the slapping style game. If you've played ERS, things like that, it may seem kind of familiar at first, but I have to say, as someone who grew up playing ERS and all those slapping games, it actually has some really unique, kind of really fun new twists on that style of game. And you will notice the artwork might look familiar. It is from the same artist that did the Fowl Language Comics. The artist who does those comics illustrated this game. So when you start the game, it's going to feel a lot like your standard slapping card game. You distribute the cards evenly to every player, and then everyone flips over a card, and your goal is to get rid of your cards, which is one of the differences from some of those games. You're trying to get rid of cards instead of get all the cards. So everyone's going to get the same number of cards, or deal out the deck as evenly as you can, and then you flip them over, but the different cards here all do different things. If you have two ducks, one on top of the other, you slap the ducks. The last person to slap, the person with their noodle on top, has to take the discard pile.
The goose, when you play the goose, you play Duck Duck Goose.
The goose is a lot of fun.
So you have to do duck at least 2 times, so I could do like duck, 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 goose.
And then I would try and hit his hand with the noodle, and if I missed, then I have to take the discard pile. If I get it, then Jared has to take the discard pile.
So he missed, so he gets the discard pile, which is just the goose.
Yes. Now, something really unique about this game from any other slapping game that I've played is that when you take the pile, you leave it separate. Normally, in the games I've played, when you take the pile, you put it on the bottom of your hand and you just keep going. In this game, you keep separate the hand that you have and your discard pile until you run out of cards in your hand, which is really important because you have the alligator and the turtle. The turtle forces you to pass your hand to the left.
Which can be good or bad if the next person doesn't have a hand.
If you have one card left, the turtle's real bad to you. And great for the person to your left. But when someone plays the turtle, everyone passes their hand to the left.
The alligator, you pass your discard pile to the left.
Yes.
Which is also either good or bad.
Yeah, so if you've got this big discard pile that you've been gathering up, but you only have one card left in your hand, I'm passing my entire discard pile to Jared with the alligator, and then hopefully whoever's up here doesn't have anything, so now I have one card left.
And the swan, it changes depending on the card behind it. If the card is a pond, then the swan stays on the pond and you get the entire discard pile. If the swan is not on a pond, it's kind of like the swan flew away to another person, and the person to your left takes the discard pile.
Yep.
So it depends on the card that's directly under the swan.
Yes, and then the hunter, when the hunter gets played, the entire discard pile gets eliminated from the game, but the hunter stays there, which I thought this was a really cool element to this game, because games like this can be kind of monotonous if you just go in this cycle of Jared slaps and then Peyton slaps and then I slap, and you just kind of have this circle of cards going around and they feel never ending. So with the hunter, these cards always stay in the game. Unless a hunter gets played on top of a pile where a hunter already is, then one will get discarded. But you'll always have at least one hunter in the game.
Which can really help.
Yeah, so if the hunter gets played on top of this pile right here, all of these cards go out of the game, and then the hunter stays for the rest of the hunter just starts the new pile. So that is a really cool thing that I love that element of it, because it keeps the game going fast. It keeps it moving quick, and you're not going to have a game that lasts 30 minutes because everyone keeps getting the discard pile over and over.
So that's all the cards that are in the game, and what I really like about this is that it's like so different depending on the cards that you slap. Like each card does something so different, and there are even some cards that you don't slap, which can really add some randomness. And I also like how like you see a duck and then you see like a goose or a swan and you slap it and you have to take the entire pile.
Yeah, if you slap when you're not supposed to, you take the entire pile.
Yeah. And I like how when you do that, it's no take back. So you have to take the entire thing, and say like
Yeah.
You slapped it, so you can't.
You can't take back the slap.
Yep.
Yep.
And I also really like how I like the duck duck goose.
That's a really fun element to it. When someone plays a goose and you play the little game of duck duck goose, we had a lot of fun doing that.
And I also think the turtle is like the best card in my opinion.
Because you get to give your hand away.
Yeah, I get to give my hand away.
It's the best card unless you only have one card left and you play a turtle and now everyone's passing their hands.
That hasn't happened yet.
It's happened to me.
That's why it's the best card in my opinion. Because if I have a big thing and then the next person has almost nothing, I get the almost nothing.
There you go. So yeah, so this is Quack Quack No Takebacks. I really like the noodle part of it because with younger players and people can get really aggressive with slapping games. People get hurt, hands get bruised, people go crying to mom. That doesn't happen with this because you can't hurt people with the noodles.
Just don't hold it with this side.
Yeah, this side you could probably get a little good thwack with, but I really like the noodles. It also helps people with short arms can reach the middle of the table, so you can actually play in the middle of the table. Don't have to move it to the shortest person's side. So that was fun. All in all, this is just a really cool, really unique take on slapping games and just this style of game that we really enjoyed playing. I think it can be easy when you have this artwork that's well known to just kind of slap it on a card game and put it out there, but it was a lot of fun. We had a good time playing. It feels different than the other games that are kind of in this genre, and I think it's a really good family-friendly game that's definitely worth checking out. So this is Quack Quack No Takebacks. It's coming to Kickstarter soon. We will leave a link below in the description where you can find the Kickstarter for this game.
And while you're down there, be sure to subscribe right here.
And watch our other videos over here.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.